No? Oh, good. Okay. What? Can't hear you, Tony. Hello.
I can't hear anything except you. I'm just trying to record the bloody video.
Okay, Shen's logged in, but I can't see her.
Hi, Bo. Can you hear me?
Hi, darling. Yes, we can.
It's I can see frozen faces. My computer's not playing. Oh, there we go. We're back. All right. I'll have to come back and let you guys. It's your host anyway, so I'll let you run the show, and hopefully we have some people tonight. It was a quiet one last Monday. It was all of
was it?
5 of us, yeah. But
oh no,
it's very hard my end because it's 6:30. It's very hard for little kids.
Yeah, it is, exactly. Well, I mean, I can do it later.
Oh,
does that work for anyone else?
I think it's just too late, babe, over there. Hang on. All right, to let the dog out. It just gets too late, especially when you run for like, and 45 minutes and stuff. It's too hard for people.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit early, so let it go for a bit. I'm going to try and go and put the little one to bed. I'm sure I'll be up and down lots, but I'll be back as soon as I can be. But don't wait for me. Just carry on. Enjoy your walk.
Thanks, honey. Hi, Donna. So, what do we got? It's nearly 9:30. Give it a couple of minutes. How was the birthday girl, Donna?
Very good.
Excellent. She's had a good day?
Had a brilliant day. Just bear with me a second. Grab notes.
Hi. Where's that? I can only see the top of your eyes. Is that Davina? Oh. Hello. Sorry, guys, I'm on the treadmill. That's why I'm bouncing. Do we know how many we're expecting tonight?
No.
No? Okay, we'll give it a couple of minutes. It's only just 9:30 now, so we'll give it 2 minutes and then we might as well get started. See if we get some people. Shen's just gone to put Bubba to bed. Hi, Judy.
Oh.
Hey, Bubba.
So hi.
Hi, Bubba.
Say hi, everyone. Wave. Hi. Okay, hi.
All right, we'll give it 1 more minute, Donna, and then we'll get started.
The family affair.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, Ty said hi, Mummy.
Hey, Ty.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, we got a few more Angels on. That's good.
How are you, Davina?
Cool. Very good.
How's your day, babe?
Hi. Hello.
It's been great. It's been a good day. Yeah.
That's good.
Excellent.
Yes.
Hello. You're saying hello, everyone. Okay, I'm going to go, Nonos. I'm going to...
Hello.
I might mute everyone from my end.
Hello.
I might mute everyone.
Yeah,
and then
okay.
unmute yourself, Nates, or I'll try and do it, but just to save.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking now, please.
Yep, okay. All right, Donnie, you ready to take over? Excellent. All right, Shan, go ahead.
I'll try. Oh no, everyone will have to mute themselves. So it'll take, oh, here we go, audio options. Oh no, it's going to take me too long to remember where to go. Everyone just mutes themselves and then Donna can unmute.
Okay.
Oh, it's so quiet. I love it. If only my house was this quiet. All right. We all ready to rock and roll? Give me some thumbs up. Everyone can hear me. Anita can hear me. Davina can hear me. Thanks, guys. Awesome. All right. So today, thanks for everyone for coming aboard and blocking out this time to move forward in your business. I thought for training purposes, I might do with the 30-day grid today, right from scratch. So that way then if you get any new Teamies in future and you want to use this, you know, I want to do everything from where to find the grid, how to use it, why it's important to use some kind of tool like this for the use of following up with customers and why it's so great. So guys, first of all, for those newbies who are just coming on board or in the future that are coming on board looking at this beautiful training with all these smiley faces, your 30-day grid, there are 3 places you can find it. So you can jump on your virtual office and find it in your manual if you flick through all the pages. The other one is the beautiful starter guide that you get right at the start when this is sent out to you when you sign up. It is page 8. You'll find the grid in your starter guide. So this is the one that we're talking about, the 30-day grid. Or the other thing you could use is also, like Shen said the other day, you know, if you're feeling a bit resourceful, you can always go through, grab something like an old calendar and use the same thing there. So basically, that's where we find our grids, or, you know, get resourceful if you don't have access to a printer, photocopier, or whatever. So what are we using it for? The 30-day grid is for keeping track and making yourself accountable. So it's a convenient and simple tool that is both duplicatable and simple. The reason why we have this is to be able to jot down names as you go through, as you're making those, building those relationships like Shen was talking about on the last episode, where you're filling in boxes with people that you talk to, and you can write things in your notes, you know, stuff like who you're talking to the customers, like where did you meet them? If you did share information, was it about the chews or the shakes or the premium capsules? You can basically go through and just make little notes to yourself, you know, make up your own codes or whatever, so that when you're talking to people, you know how you've contacted them, where they're from, what with regards to where the conversation has gone, if you've started actually sharing the product or the business. I actually have 2 30-day grids going at any one time, one with customers, and then I've also got one for potential team as well. So I'm not getting confused by all my notes and drawings and squiggles and things, so that I'm very clear on which is products and which is teams. So that way then, if I have someone I'm continuing on, I'm meeting with someone over coffee and I've already started drip feeding them on the business because I've found that it's for them or something they might be interested in, I keep their information completely separate to my customers. So that way then I'm very clear on where I'm heading on those grids. So I know that if I'm talking customers, and I can just jump straight to my customer grid and run from there, especially when you're up and running and talking to as many people as I am at the moment. So how do we fill it out? It depends on how much information you want to put on them. Try not to overwhelm yourself with too much teeny tiny little writing in the boxes, because they're not great boxes. So the main things I want to put in a box is I'll see if I can give you guys an example of one. So I'm not sure if you can see this one here. I've got a lady called Beck. Now, I've spoken to her about the shakes, and I've got the dot on there because I found her on the Mackay Mum's website, but she is going in for surgery. So I'm going to give her a week or two before I contact her again, and I'm not going to bring up the products at all. I'm going to ask her how'd she go with the surgery. So that's my little notes that I've got. Anyone that's not interested at all in the product, straight line through, and I either won't contact them how I do that. And see the stuff, the other thing I'll also put in there is any of those customers as well that are from the US, I'll also write down what price I've quoted them as well. So that way then it's really quick and easy I can get back to. So, you know, for the premiums and the postage, I'll put that in there. I mean, it's, you know, it's really quick. Then I don't have to sit there, and if they say, oh yeah, no, look, now's not a good time for me, and then in a month's time they come back and say, oh, hey, you know how we were talking about those capsules or whatever, ready to rock and roll, and you're going, can't remember how much they were again, let me double check how to get back into US. I've got the information there. I can go back and I can find their name. I've got it in paper without having to log on to my Google contact list or my Messenger or anything like that. I've got it right here in front of me. And any of these old ones, I don't throw them out. I put on them, once I'm finished with them, I put on where I've used them from, and they go in the back of my diary. I file them away, but I don't ever get rid of them because I don't know if I'm going to need these contacts again, especially the ones that say, oh, you know, now's not a good time for me or whatever. But I've got something to follow up with, you know, especially if you've heard a name before, or they come back at, you know, after a few months, and they might not be in your warm market. They might be sort of, you know, an acquaintance or something, and you're like, why does that name sound familiar? I'm pretty sure I've shared something with you before. You've got those names and basic details of what they were interested in before, and maybe a reason why or something like that. But like I said, just, you know, basic information on there, who they are, where you found them from, what product or business that they're interested in, and any kind of follow-up or any important notes like surgeries, ADHD cares, anything that sort of relates to you contacting them in the future. So you've got something a bit more personal to build on that relationship, rather than just saying, hey, are you ready to order this week or not? Yeah. So the other thing I like to put on there as well is to start writing down what day I'm going to revisit with them. So I like to sort of lock in time frames with my people. I'll share the information. I'll give them about 2 days grace at the most, depending on if I'm busy at work or not. So, you know, 24, 48 hours, I get back in touch with them and I just say, hey, how you going? I know you're probably busy and haven't probably had a chance to have a look at this information, but did you have any questions? And that gives me a chance for them to come back and say, oh no, look, I've been way too busy. I might look in the next few days or whatever. And I say, hey, well, I'm checking in with a couple of other people on Friday. Does that day suit you? Gives you, you know, another 3 or 4 days to go through the information. And that gives them a chance, you know, to say, yes, I would love for you to contact me Friday, or, you know what, I don't actually get paid until next week, say payday's Thursday. can we talk then? And I say, yeah, would you rather Thursday or Friday after it's cleared? So you know where your budget's at. I try and put it back on them, just so I know that, you know, it sounds more like I'm coming from a place where I really want to help them, and I'm not just pushing a sale. I want to find the people that generally, you know, either need this product or want this product to make that change. And I'm happy to do it in their time frames, because there's no point, you know, pushing people to a date or a time that, you know, they're going to say, yeah, sure, awesome, the product's great. However, I can't commit to it until payday next week, because I don't want to waste my time and I don't want to waste theirs. So I'm happy to sort of negotiate on time frames and just say, hey, look, you know, and say if they want me to check back in with them Friday or 2 weeks from now, give them a chance to build some money up, a couple of pays, and then we talk, totally fine with that. And I'll write that on my 30-day grid as well, if I've, you know, given them a specific date or a time, because sometimes I don't get a chance to look at my diary, those crazy hectic days where your schedule just goes right out the window. I leave these guys sitting out on my table or on my bench in my workspace, and it's the first thing I look at to make sure that I haven't missed anyone, or you know, anyone that I need to sort of catch up with. And it's as simple as maybe flicking a message saying, hey, I'm a bit busy right now, but can we talk later on? All right, so yeah, so I've covered what I do with it after I'm finished. I don't throw it out, I file it away. And then what I also did was all my 30-day grid people from the last 3 months, so leading up to the end of last year, I flicked them all a message in the first week of the new year. Even if they bought something, they didn't buy something, I just sent them all just a generic message, because I went through my my 30-day grid, and I just said, hey, just wanted to touch base with you, say, hey, you popped into my head, I was thinking of you, hope you have a really great new year, have a brilliant day. That's it, leave it at that. A lot of people won't comment, won't say hey back, but a lot of them have seen it, and I got a whole bunch of like thumbs up and stuff like that. So I'm just leaving the option there to keep those channels open should they ever need to come back to me in the future as well. So even after 3-4 months, even the people that have said no, not interested, I'll still go back through my list to send them all a message, hey, how you going? I was thinking of you. Hope you're having a great new year, you know, like smash out your goals. This is your year. Just something really simple and you know, down to earth sort of thing. Why is it a brilliant tool to use? You don't have to rely on your memory. Mine after kids is crap. I used to be so good pre-kids, numbers, names, facts, figures, like I could not see a guy for like 5 months, customer. He'd come back into the shop, and I can remember, like, we used to have little swipe cards to put your points on for your coffees in Victoria. And I used to remember like their member number and everything, right? Where they work, the phone number, if they ring up for coffees, you know, order online. I had a great memory. And then I had kids, and now I have a crap memory. And my memory is so just rubbish, right? So this is really brilliant. And I mean, as much as I liked the Google contact list, because it gave me a spot where I could put customers and team, which is really good for me, because I'm a Virgo, so I'm an organizational Nazi. Everything's got to be, you know, cross the T's, dot the I's. But the brilliant thing I like about this is I don't always have battery. I don't always have Wi-Fi. And sometimes I leave stuff at home, which is just, you know, you have those days when you're a mum or you have kids, or like, you know, you're running late because you slept in, and, you know, you at least grab your shake on the way out for breakfast, but sometimes your handbag stays at home. And that's just life. So I like these things because they're, as much as we're heading through technology age, I'm still a little bit old school. I love my colored pens and papers. I love my notebooks. I love to write stuff down. So, and all the basic info is there. I can have it with me. I stick it in my diary. I can take it to work with me. I can bring it home. You know, it's really a basic little tool where you've got what you need to keep in touch. Yeah, so I can take it pretty much anywhere with me. You know, I can have it at work. I can keep it in the car. The other thing is too, it's so easy to pull it out. If you're meaning to talk to someone about business, it's like having your Juice Plus capsules on the table at the cafe. People are snoopy and they're curious and they're interested. So if you're sitting there, I mean, that, like, I'm not trying to brag, but when you have lists like this in front of you, when you're waiting for a friend who is also in network marketing that really, really needs to get their ass on your bus in your team, to show how simple this business is, you know, like it makes us look organized and professional, and like we know what we're doing. We've got a simple list. We follow up on people. We mark it off. We write shit down. We're note-taking, whatever. You know, it's about keeping it simple in your business, using the tool that worked, and the fact that it's just a whole bunch of squares, and you can come up with your own codes and your own names and everything, and fill it out the way you want, color it in, whatever you need to do to get yourself moving and up in action. And that's my final point. This is proof that you are doing massive action. If your 30-day grid looks like this, you're doing okay. And, you know, we still support you. You know, like everyone says, you know, someone's chapter 1 is not the same as someone's chapter 12. But when you start really going, this is what I want to do, and this is the vehicle I am choosing to move forward, when you can start filling that grid and the next grid and the next grid, that's where your proof of your massive action is, right there. And it's okay if you're not getting people on board. What you're doing is you are practicing and rehearsing, and you are getting to be the best possible you. You know, we've all heard that it's, you know, that the numbers are where it's at. And, you know, if you need to talk to 10 people to get one person sign on, you know, you've got, what, 30 people on that grid. If you can get 3 out of there, that's your 1 in 10. And the more people you talk to, and the more fluid you get, and the better with your verbiage that you get as you go, the more you do, the more you will fly. And we are all here to support you. So if you've got any other questions about 30-day grid, please unmute yourself. I'm just going to check the chat box now and probably have a giggle at what someone, I don't know, something funny come up, and I was like, I felt like I was on a roll. So I apologize for not answering the message. But yeah, if anyone's got any questions, please unmute yourself and ask away, and I will see if I can assist you.
Donna, I just want to say that I think that information was absolutely spot on, and you've hit the nail on the head. It's simple and it is teachable, and you've said it so perfectly well that anyone can understand it. So anyone that watches this training back is going to be able to understand the simplicity of it and why we use it, and the beauty of such a simple tool. So thank you. That's amazing. Anyone?
Yeah.
Has anyone got any questions? Has anyone found any notebooks that might be handy for this, or anything from Officeworks or maybe online that they might be able to share in the comments?
I'll second that. Neats. Thank you, Donna, darling. That was so perfect. You did a great job, and yeah, definitely an awesome resource.
Yeah.
I record all the meetings, so I'll get it out there so we can definitely tag our new teamies.
Yeah.
Mike's holding up one, a weekly plan.
A weekly planner. I love it,
Yeah, it's got
Michael.
more
Nice.
room to write. At the moment, I'm using the good old-fashioned, very old calendar, like that,
Nice.
because they're like, you know, when they're old,
Excellent.
they're old, the old year. You're not going to use them anymore, obviously. And sometimes I buy too many when they're like $2.
Yeah.
What have you got,
It's a
Dad?
notebook.
You don't have?
I love it.
Oh, nice one, Dad.
It's a bit fancy.
Yeah.
It's
Very
actually got the grid inside of it.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
So
Oh, wow.
perfect to take everywhere. So that's from
Oh,
Officeworks.
Gorgeous.
Oh, awesome.
Can you see the name of it?
No.
What are your plans
No.
today?
Oh, gorgeous.
Oh, that's awesome.
And one
Well
thing
done.
One thing I was a bit of a slow learner on right at the start, and I noticed quite a few newbies get, and I can't remember, sorry, I was in and out with Bubby, I don't know if Donna said it, was the fact that reminding newies that I think when they first start looking at the grid, people seem straight away think it's a calendar and the numbers mean the dates. So just reminding people that that's not relevant. Because I remember telling so many teamies that forget the dates, it's just boxes. When I had a broken printer and I've literally screwed up lines on a paper. It's not about the numbers and the dates and the days.
Exactly. And it's about putting those names down so that you can develop a relationship with that person. And developing the relationship with that person then develops a friendship. And we all know that people won't cancel a friendship. They might cancel an order if you're not friends, but they won't cancel out on a friendship. So that's really important. And that's why it's so important for us to build these relationships. Like Donna said, you know, catch up and ask about the surgery, not about the product, you know, and just build that relationship with that lady and, you know, and so on. So that it's awesome. Thanks, Donna.
I've just had the timing warning, so we're going to cut out any second anyway. So love you guys.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Can someone take a photo?
I did, but we've got a couple missing.
did?
Right.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, I did.
3, 2,
Okay.
1. Easels.
Well done.
All right, I got a good
You're a
one.
grumpy face.
I got a good one. I'll
Look at
throw it
that
up in a
grumpy
minute.
See you guys.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Just going through, but there is one that says for 11 a.m. So is it
I don't know why I'm so confused.
What are you doing still here? Oh, you're on mute, babe.
Hello.
I just came to turn my computer off and I just listened to your message of, babe, I'm so confused about the meeting.
I know, no, because
Marley's still screaming.
Oh no.
No, you only. That was just another link about a different meeting that someone put up, like about a different. Yeah, if you had to read the post.
And I'm like, but this is not a meeting. Where's it? Anyway, I just went through and then.
Yeah, and you just have to search or go to your search bar and type Zoom or something. Ty, come here and see Larissa. Quick, you want to talk to Larissa?
Hello, Ty.
Hey.
Hello, Ty.
Hello.
How are you, mate?
Say hi.
Getting ready to go to bed?
Yes, it's bedtime. He's being cheeky. He's still eating banana bread. How are you,
Watching
Larissa?
Netflix.
He's cheeky.
Oh,
I'm watching
yeah.
Netflix. And I'm watching Netflix.
That's good.
How's
How's your school?
How are you going, Larissa?
He said, how are you going, Larissa?
Watching the cruise.
The cruise on Netflix.
It's
What's
watching the
that?
cruise.
On Netflix.
Is that the cave people? The cave people.
On Netflix.
I don't know. What are you watching on Netflix?
I'm watching I Am Mia.
I Am Mia, apparently.
I Am Mia.
You're very hot.
Oh, cool.
Right, you're going to bed.
That's good.
Ty, enough. You've had lots of late nights. Go to a wee and don't wake Marley up. He's just settling down. Oh. Says sweetheart.
I was here. I was cleaning my kitchen and then I was like, okay.
Hello, is that?
I have time. Perfect. Managed to do it.
Go wee wee.
And that
God.
was really, I love it. That was awesome.
Donna did really well. Yeah.
Yeah, did really well. That's a really good point that she was saying, even if you don't have anybody, but just the practice of practicing and,
Definitely. And that's what I'm trying to encourage. That's why I asked you that time, can you present one, because it's going to give everyone experience on doing it and we'll all get better and better rather than the same people doing it all the time,
Yeah, exactly. That's good. All right, baby, I better go because I've got to get ready for the other meeting.
Yes, go. I thought you'd be gone. I'm like, what are you still doing here? Go. Love you.
Have a lovely night.
Bye.
Bye.